Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're doing well. I am working on a little event for my Facebook group, not my Facebook group, but a Facebook group, Studio 28E. And they're doing a little challenge right now during the next week or few weeks. And last week was, what it is we're to make things from our scraps. And then we're assigned a color, so we could try to find scraps that color and then make something out of it, whatever we want. So last week was blue and brown, and so I know you're saying last week, but now it's another week, right? But I didn't make it. I didn't make the deadline, so we're on to another week now, and there's another color this week. This week's color, in case you're in case you're a member of that group or you want to join that group, it's this week's color is purple and green. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I don't think I have any purple and green scraps. I might have to make some scraps. But I looked at my scraps and I actually had some blue and brown colors in there. I don't have that many scraps right now, so I really like this idea, so I can maybe use up the few scraps that I have, because if you saw my video where I went to Florida, I used up all my scraps. So my idea here is to, and you know what, I could use some book pages. Book pages are scraps, right? Let me grab my book pages. And there's actually one on top that has a lot of brown in it, so that's awesome right here. And then the book pages. So what I want to make, and I've been wanting to make, is some of these little scrappy pieces of paper. And like you can see, it's kind of like a little scrappy journaling card. So you just put some layers on the front here, like this is a book page and napkin. I put a little writing piece of paper on the back, and then I sewed around. So I've got a few of those here that I've made. These were all with the book page and napkin, and it's like at least 2 layers. It might even be 4 layers. It feels pretty hard. And then I glued them together, and then, put the, well, this one has napkin on both sides. This one has writing, napkin, napkin, writing. They're all sewn around, and they're torn too. So I just like that little scrappy look on these to tuck in a pocket or something in a journal. So I just grabbed my book pages. So let's rip up a book page here so we can make some about this size. So let's just see if we can... I'm folding it. I see. I'm folding it, but I'm going to rip it here. There we go. See, I did it. And let's rip this one too. And then we'll have a bunch of little folded pieces that we can put in our little stacks and glue together. Actually, I need to, I should have so what I'll do, I should have actually glued those together. So I'm just going to fold it in half and glue these together. That'll work. Well, I think what I did there was glue 2 whole pages together possibly, and then rip them. So that's an option. Glue your pages together and then rip them possibly. So let's just move this stuff out of the way. Yeah, I was just doing this, and I thought, I would turn on the camera, and I really wanted to go live and let y'all help me, because I didn't know what to do exactly to... what I was going to do. I didn't know if I wanted to decorate these or what, and so I was going to turn on the camera, and then I thought, well, you know what, I really want to make some of these little square things, and I can further decorate these later if I decide, because this is kind of Christmassy, so who knows, that could be further decorated because of those red berries. And this is actually a little bird right here, I think, so pretty cool. And so you can kind of make them like that, use them like that, or just further decorate them when you're ready to put them in a journal. And maybe your journal's a certain theme, and you want to just go ahead and say, add a little something to it to make it, theme related to whatever you're working on. That's, an option. So we've got 2. Let's do 3. There's no certain number. The little challenge is really cool because there's no, it's not, as long as you get it on time, there's really no no other rules except for using the colors and using your scraps. And so even though I didn't get this in on time, I still really wanted to do something. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's see. Let's add another little piece of book page. Like this is, I'm trying to see what I did here. I kind of want to add another smaller, kind of like a layered look here. So I want to make it a little smaller than this. Let me see if I can fold this to the right size here without covering up that whole thing. And this page feels more brittle, so it's a perfect thing to be scrapping, doing scrappy activities with, or scrappy crafting. And I like this ripped edge, kind of a grungy little journaling card here. So this shouldn't be too long of a video. It's kind of just a craft with me. So if you got some scraps nearby, just grab them and make some little journaling cards or whatever you want. So let's glue a piece of book page on each of these. One here. Yeah, I was gonna, my mind was just whirling around as I was getting ready to do this, and I was almost gonna grab my fabric scraps, but this time I did not. Maybe next time, because I just organized my fabrics and I have all my scraps. I think I got them all into one like gallon size Ziploc bag. It's pretty cool because as I was doing it, I was like, well, this is actually really cool because I put a lot in there. I mean, you can get a lot of fabric scraps in one of those gallon size Ziploc bags. And then I kind of like pushed all the air out of it and made it so it was, because I'm putting it in a drawer, so I wanted it to be as small as possible and flat as possible. Pushed all the air out, zipped it up, and it was really cool. I'll do a separate video and show you that. And if you're in any of my Facebook groups that I'm a member of, not my Facebook group, but you know what I mean, that I'm a member of, then you might have seen my post today where I posted a little video of my organized fabrics. And that was really fun too, to get all that organized. This is another little strip of scrap I have from, this is from a digital kit that I had used. And I didn't want to throw away the pretty scraps, so I put them in my scrap box. So there's some more. Now see, you're saying, this is blue and brown, so I need some blue, and I do have some blue here, and I will get that out next. But let's go ahead and glue this down. I was thinking about stapling this together, but I want to glue it because, you know, I want it nice and flat. And not that a staple wouldn't be flat, but I want to just glue it and then probably sew around it, which I'm not going to do the sewing on camera, but you see how it looks. Just a little messy. You can do a little messy stitch, you can do a zigzag, you can do a straight stitch. These are kind of like a little messy stitch that I was having fun with. And that's probably what I'll do on these, because they are like a little grungy tag here, and I think the messy stitch goes well with the grungy tag. So, and I do have to do this quick anyway. If you hear any noises, people talking, cars, I've got my window open today. Yesterday, like it's been like summer up until yesterday. It's been like summer here in North Carolina where I am. And then we woke up yesterday and it was like, I don't know, in the 50s, like 55 or something. So it was very cool outside yesterday morning. And then, I'm going to put that one crooked. And then so today we were like, okay, let's open up the windows and get some fresh air in here, you know. So the windows are open in case you hear any noises, is my point, I guess. Let me grab my scissors and make a little cut here for some journaling room, and we'll glue one of this piece of blue. Now this is my blue, so it's brown and blue. So when I post it, it's going to be a little weird because I won't be able to show both sides. I mean, I'll have some like this and I'll have some like that. But my husband's going to be down in a minute, wanting to watch our Sunday night TV show. So I got to get this done pretty quick before he comes knocking on my door here in my craft room. Because he came by and said, I'll be down in 20 minutes. Or no, he said 30 minutes. But I didn't start this video until about after 10 minutes after he went upstairs. So I got to be a little bit quick on this. Getting this done. Besides, I'm past the deadline, and so I just wanted to, in this particular group, I like to try to do, you know, as many events as I can. So in Studio 28E, I like the events where you craft something. You know what I mean? Just make little, usually I do like to especially do the events that where you craft something quick. Kind of quick. I mean, you can take your time on it, but also, you know, you can fit it in between other things that you're working on. You know, if you're working on a journal, you can take, you know, an hour and make something quick for an event. That's kind of like my cup of tea. Okay, so we've got blue and brown, but I don't want these to be done yet. I want to, these aren't, our button scraps, can buttons be scraps? And if I put buttons in here, I won't be able to sew. You know what would be pretty is to sew in blue thread. I might look and see if I have some light blue thread to sew around here. I could put possibly a blue flower on here, or I want to put something flat. I wonder if I have any, let's see, let me think for a second. I got my buttons right here, but now I'm thinking, well, here's some more blue. I could put a little piece of blue here. This is a magazine page. This is blue right here. So another layer of blue paper would be cool. Let's go ahead and do that. That's what I'll do. Stick to the scraps. So I've been thinking about putting a button on, but that would be, you know, if it's in this little space, it might get in the way of sewing on here. Okay, so glue. And this doesn't even have to be, I mean, you know, this could be like something like it doesn't have to all be glued down. You know what I mean? Like I could put a spot of glue in the middle. But on the other hand, if it's going to go in and out of a pocket, I might want it to get all glued down so that nothing gets pulled off of it going in and out of the pocket. And I think that's a really pretty touch on top of the brown. That's actually really perfect. And then if I sew around in light blue thread, that'll be pretty. So we've got, actually we have 2 layers of book page where we folded that book page in half. We got another layer of text book page. So that's 3. The other digital paper, that's 4, and then this paper I'm putting on now is 5. So we actually have 5 layers here. And then we have the paper in the back. So this is actually 6 layers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 layers that quick. So now I'm going to sew around. I'm just trying to think, I really love this on here. I can't believe how good that looks. There's a little white showing. I can either leave that like that or distress it. I could put, well, I think after I sew, I'll decide if I want anything else on here. Because like I have some doilies here from Laura. Like, wouldn't that be pretty in the middle? Some eyelash trim and a doily. Or a flower of some kind. That looks really cute, right? And I could either glue that with some Fabri-Tac, or, and I want to leave this for writing back here, or I could actually even go ahead and still staple it down right there. I think that's really pretty. So this is what I'm going to go for, just so you can see like what it's going to look like when it's it's almost finished. I'm going to sew around, get some of my eyelash trim out, and I don't know if I'll use the doilies up on here or because I don't have that many of those. Let's see what a button looks like in the middle, because I could put a button on after. You can still see the blue through there, and then you have the blue eyelash trim. Let's see if I have like a pretty button that could go on there. Let me get some of my buttons out here. That's too big. This one, see, I need a different color. This one could go over here without, after I sew, I could put a button on here. And then over here, I would need a different color, like a, I think the color of that doily was really pretty on there. So like a beige button. Let me see what I have here. This is my button. This is my vintage button jar. Let me see. Do I have my lid over here? When I'm looking through my buttons, I like to put them in a lid so like when I'm done, I can just dump them all back in there. But of course, I didn't bring my lid over here. Let's see. Here's a brown one. That would be pretty. I really like the doily though. That was so pretty, wasn't it? Let's look at the doilies. And I might actually have to use the doilies on these and save them for a special journal because they're going to be, you know, I'm using up my doilies and I don't have very many. So say this is the, let's see, I have 3 different doilies here. Let's try them all. So you saw the tan one. This is another one that's kind of white with a mauve center. That one is also very pretty on there. And then I have a pink one here. And Laura just had this wound up so nicely here. I haven't worked with eyelash trim really, so this is going to be, when I do start working with it, it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience. But she had it kind of wound up like that. And then her doily on top. Well, this one has some eyelash trim on it too, so let's see. It's got white, and that looks pretty too. Like anything, I guess a doily looks pretty no matter what color you use. So that is my plan, and I'm going to hang up with you now. Sew these on, but I wanted to give you a general idea of what they're going to look like when they're done. These 3 anyway, and that's what I'll submit as my for my little event in Studio 28E. I'll post this video and maybe some separate pictures, and that was fun. I liked that. That was really cool. So I'm going to go find my light blue thread, sew around messy stitching like on these, and like that'll be cute, and then put something like this in the middle. So hopefully you got a good idea there as to what I'm doing and what they're going to look like when they're done, because I'm not finishing them on camera. But just a fun little, you know, if you just want to dilly-dally in your scraps and use some scraps up, just a fun little thing you can make there. And it can be journaled on the back. You've got lines, or you can put blank coffee dyed paper or something, or any kind of paper. So thanks for watching today. I'll see y'all next time. I hope you like that little scrappy video, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.